Hello.
Hello.
Nice cup, Sigrid. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Audio Galleries, a Series 1 finale celebration. Sigrid and I thought we'd get together as today is the last episode of Series 1 of Audio Galleries after like 9-10 months of 25 episodes, which have all been absolutely fantastic. Some amazing artists along the way, amazing conversations, the opportunity to meet great people, to mint artwork with just wonderful creatives, and to curate a fantastic community of people that have supported us along the way. It's
Yeah.
been a really, really wonderful, well, nearly 11 months actually, since I launched that initial token to try and get people free minting and joining in and creating their burning for their mint passes, which was a lot of fun all the way back in January. How are you,
Yeah.
Sigrid?
I'm just very excited about today. I don't
Mm.
know. Also a bit
I'm,
nervous,
I'm
but yeah.
I'm excited. I'm always a little bit nervous before a show, but I'm also I'm like a teeny bit sad that it's the end of the first series because it has been a lot of fun, but the intention now is to like evolve into something really really amazing. And so what
Yeah.
we've started with series 1 is just the beginning. And we're
Yeah,
having some
just the beginning.
amazing, yeah, we're having some amazing partnership conversations at the moment about what series 2 might look like. So anyone with their series 1 mint pass, hold on to it, because
Yeah.
Sigrid and I are working out right now how we make that transition into series 2, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Um,
Mm.
but when we're going to wrap up season one, maybe it's a good idea to show all the artworks we've done, tell something about
Yes.
it, and I made something
Yeah.
for you.
Okay, let's do it. Right. So
Let's
I
do it.
let's have a series 1 recap. This is fun. So take me through it, Sigrid.
Okay, here it is.
Oh my
Ta-da!
god.
Biggest
So right.
art
Yeah.
we
So
have.
between Christmas and New Year last year, I went and bought a nice snazzy iPad because I was like, and really interestingly, I'm doing the same thing again at the moment. I was like, I want to be an artist. I want I want to create artwork. And so the piece there on the left-hand side was one of my scribbles, and I've always done scribbles like that are kind of like cubist, and this was a cat. This was my cat I drew. Anyway, and our cat isn't with us anymore. So it's a cool reminder of my cat. But yeah, it was around that time that we obviously had the free mint meta happening on Manifold. Lots of people pushing out a token there because they could, and I love that. I love how Web3 gives people permission to be creative and have fun, and so that's what we did. And it was at the same time as I was having this idea around audio galleries, and I'd been speaking to. Do you remember Clemente, who I think he works with the Nifty guys now?
Yeah.
Clemente and I had been talking about like what my show might be, because I'd been doing this show for Rug Radio for a while called Beyond the Floor, and I was just a bit bored of it. It was all the same. It was people interviewing founders. Everyone was doing it, and I was just like, this is boring. So I wanted to do something different, and I also wanted to set something up where people could be rewarded for their time. I wanted to create cool content. I wanted to bring on artists to showcase their amazing creativity and talent, and I wanted to kind of like entertain and hopefully educate an audience, but I wanted to get paid for doing it, and I wanted the people that came and helped me to get paid for doing it. And so
Yeah.
that was why we came up with audio galleries the way we did. We told people they could mint 5 of this piece on the left, and then a few days later they had to burn 3 of their 5 to create the mint pass, and the mint pass was created using Midjourney.
Cool. And there are, I think, right now 3,450 mint passes.
Yes, that's right. Into just over 2,000 wallets, which is cool. And that number has steadily increased all the way through the season as people have
Yeah.
gone out and acquired a mint pass because they've enjoyed a particular artist.
Yeah. And Ben, do you know which one was our first artist?
Our first artist was PSYCHROME. Yeah.
There he is.
Awesome. So PSYCHROME, it's really interesting. So I used to be a cold-blooded creep. I was a creeps holder. Um, and PSYCHROME is the artist behind those wonderful lizards. And he is an awesome artist, but I didn't know anything about him when I was a holder. And I approached him, but I kind of figured he'd be this like I mean, he is super cool, but I figured he would be this like super rad American dude who I just had this thing in my head. I didn't know anything about him. And then I made
But
contact with
he
him.
wasn't at all.
He is super cool. Like he's one of the coolest
Yeah.
people I know, and I still speak with him most weeks. Um, but he lives in Bristol. And if you know where I live in the southwest of England, we're about 45 minutes apart. And
Yeah.
he's similar age to me, and he's stacks of fun. And he is such a talented creative. And he does
Yeah.
so much work for SneakerCon and other stuff like that. And so, yeah, he's really influenced by like sneakers and street culture. And
Yeah.
so these are they're not Air Force ones, they're Air Max ones. This was like his homage to the
Yeah.
Air Max One trainers, which are
Yeah.
sneakers, whatever you call them.
Yeah, I really love this one. But he doesn't made only one. He made more
Yes,
for us.
exactly. So there are 4 pieces, and what we did is people could mint the first one, and then we had something. Didn't we have it where you would burn 2 of them to get that one there on the left-hand
Yeah.
side, and then we did a raffle, and anyone who had burnt was then entered into a raffle, and I think we did 5 of that grey one, and then isn't there one
Yeah.
more? There's it was called like
There is
roller
some
disco,
more.
the other one. There it is. That's the last one.
Here it is.
And that's a one of one. And the guy that won it, I can't remember his name now, which really annoys me because I'd known him for a long time. He was with us in the Lobstars, Sigrid. And I think he's a
Yeah.
Robotos holder too. And the guy that won it, he's kept it. He hasn't listed it. It's in his vault, and I love that.
Yeah. I think it will stay in his vault. Okay. It's really funny because you don't know what I've made for the
Okay,
presentation.
no, I haven't got a clue, but it's good so far. I love it.
Okay. And
Okay, let's
then
see.
we've got
Hey,
Pablo.
Pabs. Pablo and I and you all hung out in Paris
Yeah.
in early February. And that was after this. It was such a great opportunity to speak to him a lot more. And back in the early days of audio galleries, we were sponsored for a little while by Buena, which is Pablo's
Yeah.
amazing minting tool. And the idea was that we were hopefully going to actually mint instead of minting with Manifold, we were going to do that with Bueno. But really, unfortunately, they just weren't ready with their edition minting side of things. And
Yeah.
and so it just didn't happen. And then by the time they were ready with it, we then had our relationship with OpenSea, and so it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But this piece is called Dreamer. I remember that much. And it's a really amazing artwork in his humankind style. And I remember him
Yeah.
talking so vividly about that piece and how it's like he's a dreamer, he's a wanderer, he is like off on adventures. It kind of like really does encapsulate who Pablo is. And I know Pablo's a
Yeah.
bit
And I
poorly at
think
the moment, so I hope he feels better.
I think the space with Pablo was amazing. The chemistry between you two gives some magic or something.
Yeah,
It's for people who haven't heard it, please go and re-listen it. It was
for
amazing.
sure. It's
Hey,
a really one
but
one to go back with. And Pablo's a special guy, and he and I do get on very well. So yeah, it's very
yeah,
cool. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go for it.
okay. No. Let's go to number 3. Do you know which one it was?
Ariel Jade. This is
And I
amazing.
think
This
Ariel had some amazing announcements. Yeah, she couldn't tell in the space, but it was just
yes,
before her new work with
yes,
Cool
that's
Cats.
right. So she's now an illustrator and artist with Clon at the Cool Cats project, and that's a project that is going from strength to strength, as you can see. And this was
Yeah,
her piece, which was called Art Block. I remember, and there was the original piece, which was still, and then there was the animated piece, which again you could burn for. Um,
yeah,
and there are very few of that animated piece, and for me, that's one of the best bits of work. It's one of the bits of work that I appreciate the most in the entire collection. I loved it the minute she
yeah,
sent it to me, and I still love it. I can still stare at it for a long time. Very, very cool.
yeah, yeah. Okay, after 3, we've got Greg.
Aha! God, this show was a nightmare. So this is called 15 Friends by my friend and actually boss in some instances, Craig Redman. Craig is also Dower Darcell's Darcell Disappoints. That's his other
Yeah.
pseudonym. And so yeah,
Oh, we did a
I wanted
show
to
in
in
yeah, we did a
Paris.
show in Paris. NFT
Oh,
Paris.
and it rugged, didn't it? I had to do it
Yeah.
twice, and it was
And I was
hard
just
work.
walking around and I have to get people out of your um
Yeah, people were coming to
your
like sit
booth.
next to me. Yeah. But it was fun. It's just the internet was lousy in that
Yeah.
conference center in Paris, but it was beautiful. We did do it in front of the Eiffel Tower, and Craig's work is so. This is actually a piece of his by. So Craig has two bodies of work. He has Darcell, and he also has this
Yeah.
partnership with it's called Craig and Carl, and this is from Craig and Carl. This whole kind of like pop art, lots of different textures and colors that come together to fill the gaps. And he just recently Craig and Carl did a very large exhibition in China, which was amazing to see. So yeah, very very cool piece. I like that one a lot. And
Yeah.
yeah, always fun to chat with Craig.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 5 was Lydia.
Lydia. It was a
Yes.
special one.
Oh, lovely Lydia. I really, really loved speaking with her. She's such an energy. And her physical works, her sculptures
Sculptures.
are out of this world beautiful. And so this was a sketch that she created around a sculpture that she was about to exhibit. So again,
Yeah.
Lydia has got all the hustle, and she also works in the film industry. She makes props and large like sculptures that are used in lots of movies. So she's an amazing talent,
Yeah.
and it was really cool to interview.
Yeah. And
Who was
then
next? Ah, Sati. I love Sati.
Sati
She's
also made 2 artworks for us.
so cool.
Yeah.
So Sati and her collection of TVs. It's one of the first NFTs I ever minted. And I discovered Sati around the same time as I discovered what NFTs were on Instagram. And I made contact with her to ask
Great.
what she did and how she did it. And then I just stayed in touch with her ever since. She was living in Russia then, and obviously she left Russia when the conflict kicked off with Ukraine. She
Yeah.
didn't like what was going on there. She's she's been all over the world since then. And I'm still a huge fan of her work. She is a really wonderful illustrator and artist.
Yeah. I really love the details in the artwork. So,
Yeah, me too.
and
Yeah. I
we have
Jeff.
Jeff.
I guess Jeff is
Yeah.
just a legend in the streetwear and like street fashion scene. You know, his Nike Air Force One pigeons or his pigeon dunks. I can't remember which it is, but they are like among the most expensive or valuable sneakers in the world. And he's a really
Yeah.
inspirational creative. We saw him speak again last week in Amsterdam. Um, I loved the conversation we had with him, but I think going forward, like artists, like in the truest sense, artists is probably where we it's where it's what we like to focus on. But it was
Yeah.
a real honor to interview Jeff. Like he is
Yeah.
a bit of a legend
Yeah.
and a bit of a
And
hero.
his
Sorry, yeah, his Web3
yeah.
collection too, which is called Stapleverse, is very, very cool. Not only is it very innovative in terms of how the NFTs are being like created, but also the way that it's trying to like educate other people to get into design is
Yeah.
insane. It's fantastic. So got a lot of love for Jeff and what he's doing in the space.
And there he is. Our little
Munch.
Munch.
So Munch is our mascot, and I
Yeah.
created the Munch collection just for Munch because Doug from Toy Boogers, who I'd always been friends with and in the space, he'd helped us out. There's a Toy Booger lobster from when I was working with Philip Colbert on the lobsters. Gosh, nearly 2 years ago now. And so I kept in touch with Doug. I asked him if he would create a character, and I literally couldn't believe it when he created a character that was holding the pyramid from the mint pass. It
Yeah.
felt so personal, and that was a really, really special moment to have a piece of artwork that actually integrated with what we were doing.
Yeah. And I think we've got a little friend, and both Munch and Mambo really became my friends.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
that in
them
the beginning, when
mascots.
just after the mint, I was just talking about my little friend at home, and they say, "Okay, stop talking about Munch." But he's just my
So
friend.
yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, Munch was the piece that on the left there that was the purple guy that was originally minted, and then we had such fun doing it that we spoke with Doug. We were like, can we just make this a bigger collection? And so Mumbo followed, and then we have like, I think we're up to 6 or 7 characters now, and the way people can collect those characters is by um, collecting these little tickets that we have, muster the monster tickets, and they can, whenever we create a new character, they can go and
We've
burn.
got 7.
Yeah, there they all are, and you've got a sticker collection as well that we've got that people we're going to be releasing them soon. So very, very
Yeah.
cool. Lot of love for Doug. Yeah, absolutely. What was
But
next?
Doug was the last one before our collab with OpenSea.
I still love that graphic. So cool, Sigrid. Very cool indeed. So yes, that was when we then decided to, well, didn't decide, we were invited to work with OpenSea, and the first mint was with Amber, and that was folding and
Yeah.
unfolding. Two
Yeah, and
absolutely beautiful pieces.
I think the difference between the mint on Manifold and OpenSea was that Manifold was a very close mint, was only for the holders of our mint pass.
Mint pass,
And when we
yes.
went for the collab with OpenSea, the artists had to make 2 artworks. We saw already a lot of artists did it, but
Yeah.
after for the next few drops or all the drops after it, artists have to make 2 artworks for us. One for the open
Yes.
edition and one for an airdrop.
Exactly. Yeah. So we changed from having the mint pass as the allow list access to the mint pass essentially becoming your key to unlocking the second artwork. So if you collect the
Yeah.
first artwork and you hold your mint pass, you get airdrop the second piece. And amazing. Like and the difference it made going to OpenSea and and working with the artists that were really interested in this kind of approach was just phenomenal. And so we've got Amber here, and then I assume you're going to show me Nyla next.
Do you think so?
There's Nyla.
Yeah.
Nyla Hayes, yeah, and this was wonderful work. This is the evolution of Nyla Hayes's work. I know she does her stuff with her little dinosaurs and the animations that she makes, which are incredible. But for me, like when I see Nyla creating her long necky ladies, that's when I really start to think how unbelievable a talent Nyla is. And when I see the evolution from her initial collection of long necky ladies through to the ladies that she's making and occasionally posting now, I'm just so excited
Yeah.
for her future. I mean, she's still so young, and she's just
Yeah.
such a bright talent, and and so humble and kind and just
Yeah.
wonderful. Like
Really love
I can yeah, I can chat with
really
Nyla
love
and her
Nyla.
mum for ages. She's just a
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful talent.
Yeah.
And the next, okay,
KrisK.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, and I know you shouldn't say it. These are my favorite pieces in the whole collection that we have. And I know I shouldn't have favorites, but they are. I don't know, and I do know why. It's because they're incredible and she's insanely talented.
Yeah.
But I also think these pieces best represent what we're about at audio galleries, and that
Yeah.
is that we worked with an amazing artist who has a great profile and is perhaps not recognized as much with as higher profile with as much reach as I think she should be, and we were able to put her on a
Yeah.
platform and showcase her work and have a wonderful conversation with her. And it performed
The
really,
best
really
conversation
well.
we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an
So
amazing. She shared some amazing stories, which she hadn't shared
yeah,
before. It was amazing.
yeah, near-death experiences and things like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. And then, of course, like the artworks have then subsequently gone on to be used for other things now. So if you're dropping on OpenSea, the autumn piece there on the right-hand side, like that is now the artwork you see when you're being kind of like instructed how to create a drop page. So yeah, they've
Yeah.
just become very, very iconic, I think, for the
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah. And she raffled an amazing physical
Yeah.
piece. I think it was 1 meter square.
Yeah, they were
It was
massive,
amazing.
weren't they? I would love to
Yeah.
have had one of those. Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool.
But after
So yeah,
Chris
that
K,
was a good one. And after KrisK was Steffi, was it?
there she
Yeah.
is.
And they are insane. These are so amazing, these artworks. Look at them. Animated,
Yeah.
digital fashion. It's streetwear. It leans into Steffi's Chinese heritage. They're just so, so cool. She is a, for me, I can't see her career going anywhere but into the stratosphere. Like, I think she is going to be massive when it comes
Yeah.
to this world of digital wearable fashion that is kind of like hurtling down the freeway towards us. I'm certain that she is going to be right at the front of that movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool piece. Ah, the
And
first
then
generative
I was,
collection.
yeah, we had a lot of fun um, creating content around this one.
Yeah. So Philip, obviously, my first employer in Web3, a very, very cool artist from the UK, contemporary artist, huge all over the world. And this was something he'd been playing with for a while, these flowers. They appear in lots of his paintings and have done for many, many years. And you've picked a really good one there, Sigrid. And so, yeah,
Okay.
Flowers, Flowers, Flowers was the first generative collection in the sense that every artwork would be individual and different. And I have to say, I was really, really, really disappointed by the timing of this one because
Oh, it was
I
during the meme,
it
the
was
meme
when it
coin.
was when Pepe coin went nuts and gas, if you remember, for a period of time,
Above 100.
gas went to like above 100 Gwei, and then as a result of that, just minting almost ground to a halt. But like this
Yeah.
collection still minted 1,500 pieces that weekend, with the rest of the pieces up to 2222 minted to Philip's wallet because he's going to
Yeah.
continue to make physicals and exhibit them and sell them. And but I just think if that mint had been live at the same time, for example, as the Amber Vittoria mint that we had, I think it'd have done 5,000 pieces. I'm pretty
Oh,
certain it would have
yes,
because it is
definitely.
the artwork is exceptional. It is just so cool. And then that beautiful airdrop there is what is the best airdrop, isn't it? We've done is the it's
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, but yeah, but we are both lobster holders. We met each other during the lobsters. Oh wait,
I I am a bit of a fan. There we go. Yeah. I think I have that.
came to
Do
me.
I have that one behind me? I have that one up there as well. You can't see it, but I have him there. So yes, I
Yeah.
am lobster crazy.
Okay. After Philip, we went for another
Ah,
generative, but it was
yes, our
also
second
our first
generative.
collab with. Yeah, it was also our first collab
Yeah,
with Time.
that's right. So this was when we started working with timepieces, and
Yeah,
we did. I think we did 7 or 8 timepieces drops altogether during the entire series.
I think
Sarah
8.
Script is one of the most beautiful souls in Web3. She is
Definitely.
an amazing artist. She is so conscientious. She's so thorough. She worked really, really hard on this generative collection. She and I met and were like, what, how can we get calligraphy into a collection? She was like, I think I can do it. I can do backgrounds. I can do different second bits of paper with, you know, and she made white on black and black on white, and she bought and pressed all of the wildflowers that you can see that make up all the pieces.
Yeah.
And again,
I really love the
we're still in, yeah, we were still into shitcoin season, and
yes.
this mint suffered as a result, and it really upsets me because it's a
She did
beautiful collection.
she deserved more. But I really love the contrast
Mm.
between the flowers, subtle, beautiful flowers, and the what the fuck in calligraphy letters. Yeah,
I know, I
it's
know, and
amazing.
she had some really, really funny, like "fuck it, we ball" and things like that. Like
Yeah,
she is a very, very funny collection, and
yeah.
I really highly rate Sarah, and anyone that gets to work with her is very fortunate because she's a wonderful person. Great
Yeah.
airdrop too. Thank you.
And after
Yeah.
Sarah, yeah,
Oh,
it's
Arena.
number
My
15,
God, she is
Arena.
wild. Arena's nuts. I'm gonna say it. She is all in the good way, but she is wild. We had such a fun conversation with her, and she's a very, very cool artist, and her work is beautiful. All
Yeah,
I've been looking. I've followed her ever since, and I still view she created a really beautiful portrait she shared the other day on X. And
also she made a giant mural.
oh
It's amazing.
yes, yeah, she's great. We had a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite episodes to listen back to because she's such a character. Um, and
Yeah,
uh, and yeah, we had a lot of fun with that drop.
yeah. Okay, next one. This one, I don't know if we're going to play everything, but this was insane.
I I genuinely couldn't believe when this turned up as her promotional video because
Yeah,
this felt to me like a video good enough to appear, you know, like a music video on MTV or something like that, like when we were growing up. Like it's
absolutely.
so well produced, and her props and her creative process. Like she obviously created Goofballs with us, which is a amazing collection. But Karen's
Oh,
creativity and her photography as well is just mind blowing. Like I am a massive
yeah,
fan of Karen, and she's going to come up and speak today actually when we have the show with Dirty Robot because I've asked a few of the
okay.
artists to come
Yeah,
back.
sorry. Goofles were
Sorry.
amazing, but she also made an amazing airdrop. Um,
Yeah, her airdrop with her space. Yeah, it's really eerie, the music. And then it comes all the way out, and then it zooms back in, and it's on a constant loop. Amazing.
yeah,
And then RD,
yeah,
RD was, RD was. I love RD's work, and she was also great fun. I really enjoyed hosting her, and she's got a very, very complex story to tell of life. Like she's a model, and she is was formerly a professional tennis player that was clearly put through the kind of like the paces of what it means to be a child prodigy in sport. You know, it's rigorous and it's tough, and I think she lived a very privileged, as she would say, life. But I think there were many events that took place during her those opportunities that she had that left a really damaging mark on her, and she's working through those things, and she's working through them with this beautiful artwork. I really
yeah,
enjoyed interviewing Adi. I thought she was a very, very inspirational character, much older
yeah,
than her years. I think she's only 25, and she's lived a very full and very thorough life. So yeah, very cool, very
yeah,
cool. And then after Adi, if I'm correct, it's KrisK. Yeah. Look at these
yeah.
artwork.
For me, these
Yeah.
artworks were one of the best. All acrylic painted, and afterwards some digital stuff in it. Yeah, I really, really love Crixtover and his art.
So honestly, just a completely underappreciated guy, you know. And there are some people, some
Yeah,
big collectors. I think Samuel L. Jackson holds a piece of his artwork, and and some other very, very notable, famous folk. But everyone should hold a piece of his artwork, in my opinion, because it is
Yeah.
out of this world beautiful. He is a very, very talented guy. Who was next? Oh, Gavin, another beautiful collection. So these two together were called Fields. That was the name of like the collection. And then it was Flower Boy and it was Strings Attached, I remember. And yeah,
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah.
A frustrating episode to record because Gavin's mic was rubbish, if you remember. So I often
I
couldn't
was
hear what he was saying. Where were
it
you?
was
Oh, were
during
you
my
on holiday?
holiday. I was
Oh,
on holiday, so
super.
I was in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
listening to the show.
Yeah, it was
But yeah,
a tough one because
this
his work's beautiful. And
yeah,
again, I still follow him now and he's still prolifically creating wonderful artwork. So yeah, a lot of love for
yeah.
Gavin.
And after our summer break, we've got the amazing Stephen, amazing movie poster. Yeah, I really love his art. Tell me about
Yeah.
Stephen and how you met him.
I just forced myself upon him. That sounds awful, but he's the artist behind the Grand Theft Auto franchise, and like that for me is like iconic. And so when I knew that he was working in Web3, I just made it my business to get him on the show. I think his work is amazing, as you said. It was so cool to come back to this one after I think we maybe 6 weeks off over the summer break.
Yeah,
And so then to come
yeah,
back with Stephen was just a phenomenal opportunity. Really, really love his work. Fantastic.
yeah. And he didn't only make one airdrop; he made three,
The
three bears.
Bears. Yeah, the bear drop.
The, the bear drop.
Very, very cool.
Yeah,
And these are great artworks. They're his PFP collection for Fear City is amazing. And I really hope he gets the opportunity to really start to evolve that whole storyline because it's got some amazing characters and there's some really cool opportunities within that.
it's almost time to count for our countdown. But first, we've got Ricardo. That was, I think,
Wow.
one of the most amazing, detailed artworks. But maybe you have to
Yeah.
tell about the journey and about um,
Yeah.
the
So
inventory.
I'd been speaking with Ricardo and Andre, his brother who he works with, for some time, and I suggested that they might want to do something narrative, and I think they were eager to kind of feel it out. I mean, Ricardo is a world famous artist with an insane pedigree, and so then to work with him on initially the journey, which is the backpack you can see there. The idea for that was it was an edition of 100 pieces, and we just wanted to feel out like was there an appetite for people to collect his work, and we sold that out I think in maybe 24 hours, and so that was when we got very excited, and so then the inventory is next to it, and this is made up like if you think about like computer games of the 80s and 90s, maybe early noughties, where you would collect things on your quest and you would put them into your backpack in your inventory, and maybe you'd have a map and you'd have weapons and you'd have a
Yeah,
compass or various things like, and this was his interpretation of that. And there are, as you said, there are a lot of traits, and this, in terms of detail, this is one of the most beautiful collections of work, and there are 555 pieces of it. Really,
yeah.
really wonderful work from Ricardo.
I
What an
really
honor.
loved. Yeah, I really loved to see the Game Boy in it, the Walkman. It was just a trip back to memory lane.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a very nostalgic look into your inner child. And I loved all of the other things as well he's got in there, like the runes and the constellations, and
Yeah,
it's just fantastic. It's I
and
can't there's more to follow with that whole storyline with Ricardo,
yeah.
and looking forward to that down the line.
Okay. He also made the airdrop.
The
Yeah,
everyday
also
carry.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things that you absolutely need. What's on there? A magic wand, the cool double glasses. I found out afterwards, so I've been speaking to
What?
Klon from Cool Cats, and I found out that the
Yeah.
double eye trait that that the Cool Cats have, and that then fed into lots of other PFP projects like Alien Friends and just like Dead Fellas. There's a ton of them. That double eye trait that Klon created was inspired by Ricardo's early work. So Ricardo,
Yeah.
pre Web3, was already inspiring traits that are now very famous in the Web3 space. That's a pretty
Yeah.
cool accolade, I think.
Yeah. And afterwards, we had another drop with Timepiece.
Yes. Wow. So this was LOGIK. This is his music. So this was two pieces that had music behind them too.
Yeah.
You had
I
good
also
and you
was
had
part.
evil. Yeah. Oh, wow.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, I preferred evil as well. I like them both, but I like the eyes. But
Yeah. I'm definitely
these were
team.
amazing artworks. Yeah, and LOGIK is so multidisciplinary. That's what's really exciting about him, is that he's
Yeah.
creating artworks, but the level of detail he went into as well to create like the fashion pieces behind it and the token gated website and then these airdrops is a really, really like thorough um drop with LOGIK. And what's been super cool with LOGIK is to see him continue to go and push the collection. Like he's going into loads of spaces and talking about it, and these are a part of his bigger universe. I think that's really exciting. Love that one there, floating angel. Awesome. He's very, very cool. It was a great interview. I like LOGIK. I got a lot of time for him. He is
Yeah. And after this drop, he also released some one-of-ones for the holders of
yeah,
the tokens.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's
And
just very,
then
very
we
cool.
had the
And who was
Jimena.
23? Oh, Jimena. Oh my God, this is
Jimena.
so lovely. What a beautiful artwork, beautiful person.
Seeing them together is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Actually, seeing the two pieces together, but also just meeting and talking with Jimena, she is wonderful. She's very, very kind.
Yeah.
She's very super creative, very committed to her craft. She also then did the physicals that people could purchase via a token gated site. Very, very cool. So much time for
Yeah.
Jimena. Like honestly, one of the most professional people I've worked with, and just a
Yeah.
joy to drop with. Really loved this one.
We worked with a lot of great artists, and I really love because behind the scenes stuff for them, and every time I have to dive into the collection of the artworks the artist made before this drop, I really love to see what she made, how she makes it. It's amazing. One of the best things
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Then,
been, I mean, this whole series has been wonderful because we've been able to learn so much. And then this, oh my gosh, like I learned so much last week in Amsterdam
yeah,
interviewing Parin. Parin's practice is absolutely wild, inspirational, and changed my entire perspective about her work. It's the
yeah,
best episode we've recorded in terms of like learning about an artist and their practice. It's just exceptional. She's so cool.
yeah, yeah. It was amazing to see because normally you are in the UK doing the interviews, and I'm in the Netherlands, and we don't see each other while during the interview.
Hmm.
But this one, we were
Yeah,
together in Amsterdam, and it was amazing to see also your reaction about all the stuff Parin was telling you about her way of making art. Yeah, it was
yeah,
great.
yeah. She really, really inspired me. Actually, like, I mean, her artwork is beautiful, and now I look at every piece that she creates, and I look at, and I think about what she told me about how she creates, and it just gives it all such new meaning. It's very, very exciting. So yeah, a lot of time for Parin. Love it,
Yeah.
and a great, great addition to the audio galleries
And then,
collection.
and then we've got
This is
today,
this week.
Ben,
Yeah, this is it today. Joker
final
Smoker
one.
by Dirty Robot, and Dirty Robot is one of the artists in the space that I admire the most in terms of his craft. I just love his work. Truly love
Yeah.
it. I own the comics. I own a Renga. I own the Art of Seasons. I'm just a massive fan. So I'm really looking forward to in like 3 hours that mint goes live for pre-sale, and then in 6 hours we go live with the call with the show, and that will be a great show. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to interviewing him. He's quite shy, so I've told him I'm not going to ask him too many questions. But that's cool because we have also got lots of the artists whose work we've just covered coming on and joining us. So it's a celebration of what we do. So
Yeah.
yeah, this has been a lot of
I'm really
fun, Sigrid.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, me
And
too.
that was everything about season 1, Ben.
There you
What
go. When you look at it like that, I'm immensely proud. I'm immensely proud
Yeah.
when you look at all of those artworks and you think about those artists, and you look at we've generated an awful lot of support for these artists, like $300,000,
That's
be
amazing.
able to continue to make their artwork during what has been a very, very challenging market over the last 12 months. So I'm immensely proud
Yeah.
of that, and I'm also super excited about how we can now go forward with series 2. I think we can create something really, really exciting, and I'm looking forward to doing so.
Yeah, yesterday I was making the summary with all the artworks and everything. When I saw all the artworks together, the only thing I could think is amazing, beautiful, amazing. Oh, love this artwork. And I think
I know.
seeing the whole collection together is just amazing. I've
Yeah, I'm
got a
very
little bit
proud.
of goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a really cool show today. And this has been a lot of fun too, Sigrid. So thank you for putting it together. Really good idea to talk through it all.
I think it's time
Yeah.
to wrap it up.
Time to go.
And
Yeah, time to go and prepare for the show later.
I think so.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for your time. Take care, Sigrid.